Philadelphia news, team of my heart.
You've been waiting for this moment, haven't you? That one big move that could finally give you hope that the Sixers are ready to stop disappointing you year after year. You've been through too many seasons where the promise looked good on paper, but when the ball went up, you were left asking yourself the same painful question. Is this really the team that can get it done? And let's be honest, you're tired of it. You're tired of watching other teams pull off those dream trades while you're left holding on to what-ifs. But today, I've got Sixers news that could flip everything upside down. There's a dream trade scenario on the table, one that has the potential to bring the piece you've been craving, the kind of player that changes the conversation overnight. The catch? That dream might collapse before it even gets the chance to breathe, and the reason why will make your blood boil. Now think about it. You've seen this script before. The Sixers line up their assets, you hear the whispers, the excitement starts to build, and then out of nowhere, another team swoops in and steals the show. The pain is real because you know the Sixers can't afford to miss their shot this time. Joel Embiid is in his prime, Tyrese Maxey is blossoming, and the clock is ticking louder than ever. You can't wait for tomorrow. You need a solution today. Here's the truth. The Sixers front office doesn't have an off-season. You know Daryl Morey, always playing the long game, always moving pieces even when it looks quiet on the surface. And that's why this Sixers news is so dangerous, because just when you start to believe the trade is possible, the threat comes from out west. Not just any threat, but a team that has the firepower, the young stars, and the draft capital to crush your dream before it even takes shape. Now let me ask you, how many times have you been here before? How many times have you gotten your hopes up, only to watch someone else swoop in and steal the player that you knew belonged in Philly? It stings because you can already picture the solution. That missing piece sliding into Nick Nurse's system, giving the Sixers exactly what they need to finally push over the top. And yet you can feel that pit in your stomach. What if it slips away again? So here's my promise to you. If you stay with me through this story, you're going to understand exactly why this trade could be the answer to your prayers, and also why it could collapse before it even gets started. The pain is real, but so is the solution. And the solution lies in knowing the truth before it plays out. Now let's make this interesting. I want you to challenge yourself. I'm going to be talking about a player, a name that has the power to shift the entire balance of this Sixers roster. But here's the deal. I won't reveal the name just yet. I want you to listen closely, and when you realize who I'm talking about, drop it in the comments and tell me at what exact moment you figured it out. Can you do that? Let's see who among you truly knows your Sixers news and has the sharpest eye for trade possibilities. Because here's the thing. This isn't just about any trade. This is about your pain as a fan, the endless cycle of promise and heartbreak, and how this potential move could be the very thing to finally break that chain. Or, if this West team steps in, it could be another chapter in a book you're sick of reading. And deep down you know the Sixers don't have the luxury of waiting anymore. You've watched this team come close too many times. You've watched injuries, chemistry issues, and failed experiments knock them down. You've told yourself next season. But how many next seasons can you stomach before you snap? You've earned a right to demand more. You've earned the right to say enough is enough. And that's why this news matters so much to you. Because for once, the Sixers are staring at an opportunity that could silence the doubt, shut down the critics, and finally give you what you've been asking for. But just like that, here comes the threat. A team out west, a team building something scary, a team that could throw everything off balance. You know the name of their young superstar, and you know the kind of dynasty people are already whispering about. Now imagine them adding this player before the Sixers even get the chance. Painful, right? That's the cliffhanger, that's the tension, and that's the reality of Sixers news today. Because this isn't just about wanting a dream. This is about holding on to it with everything you've got before someone else rips it away.
You feel it, don't you? That sense that the Sixers are standing right at the edge of something huge. The roster looks solid, sure, but you know deep down it's not enough. You've seen this team crash and burn too many times when the lights shine the brightest. You've seen Embiid left alone, Maxey fighting through, and the supporting cast just not measuring up. That's why, when Sixers news like this breaks, you pay attention. Because you know that one great trade could be the difference between another wasted season and a shot at glory. But here's where the frustration kicks in. Because you're not just worried about whether Philly can pull it off, you're worried about who's lurking. You know the Spurs are building something dangerous. You can already see it. Wembanyama in the paint, surrounded by young, athletic talent, coached to perfection. Add the right piece, and suddenly you're not just watching a competitor, you're watching the next dynasty form before your eyes. And you're left asking, why did the Sixers always have to fight uphill battles? It's painful, right? You've been patient, you've believed, but your patience is running thin. The Sixers can't afford to sit on their hands while other teams leap ahead. And you know this. Utah's front office doesn't keep stars forever. They stockpile picks, they develop prospects, and when the time comes, they cash in. That means the door is open. But here's the catch. It won't stay open long. So what would you give up? Would you be okay with parting ways with some of the young Sixers pieces, maybe even draft capital, to finally land the player that could change everything? Or do you play it safe and risk watching another team take what should have been yours? I want you to tell me in the comments, do you think the Sixers should go all in for this move, or should they wait and risk missing out? Because here's the reality. The Spurs have more ammo than Philly. More young talent, more picks, more flexibility. That's what makes this so nerve-wracking for you. You can almost picture this player in Sixers red, running next to Embiid and Maxey, spacing the floor, knocking down shots, changing everything about how defenses play you. But the longer Utah waits, the more you feel that pit in your stomach. What if San Antonio jumps first? It's that eternal Sixers pain, right? Always close, always in the mix, but rarely the one to actually seal the deal. And yet, the solution is so simple it hurts. Go bold, go aggressive, and take what you know can be yours. This isn't about waiting anymore. This is about fighting for it. And that's where you come in. I want you to think about it. If this player really does hit the trade market, do you trust Daryl Morey to beat out San Antonio? Do you believe the Sixers can finally get aggressive enough to win a bidding war? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this is one of those Sixers news moments where your opinion matters. Now here's the twist. This isn't some second-tier name. This isn't a gamble on an unproven prospect. This is an all-star forward, a guy who has already shown he can put up numbers, stretch the floor, and fit seamlessly alongside a superstar center. He's on the rise, and every contender in the league would love to have him. And here's where the reveal comes in. The player we've been talking about, the dream trade piece, the guy who could either become a Sixers savior or slip away to the West and haunt you for years, is Lauri Markkanen. Imagine it, Markkanen next to Embiid and Maxey. The fit is perfect. The offense unlocks. The Sixers finally have that balance of size, skill, and shooting. But the clock is ticking, and the Spurs are right there, ready to make the move first. So let me ask you, should the Sixers put everything on the table to bring him to Philly, or would you rather hold back and risk losing him? Tell me in the comments right now, and if you're still here with me, I want you to prove it. Drop the word Philly Strong in the comments so I know you're locked in as a true fan. Because if there's one thing we've learned, it's this. In the NBA, hesitation kills. And for the Sixers, this might be the trade that defines the future.